Hey guys, welcome back to DGA Live. It is your host, Dominick, hanging out with Miss Chris.
Hey.
As always. So on Labor Day on this channel, we did something. We did a top 10 list of 80s movies. And we told each other, don't show each other our lists. And we were going to discuss it on the channel and kind of see if we had the same taste and just kind of discuss 80s movies in general. The only rule was no horror movies, like hardcore horror. We're going to save horror for a whole nother topic come October. And then we left out any type of Star Wars, Star Trek related stuff due to that being a topic on its own.
Right.
So, to continue with that, we are doing 90s movies today. Same rules apply. No horror, all that good stuff. And top 10 list, and it was okay to put a few honorable mentions just to see if we have anything alike. Now, on the 80s, you can watch that video that's in our archive. DGA Live episode, was that 8 or 7? I don't remember.
We're getting up there, so I don't know.
It's on there. It's called 80s movies. Maybe I can even put a suggestion somewhere on the screen for it. But, yeah, so same rules. Last time, we only had one movie in our top 10. It was Beetlejuice. It was my number 1 and your number, do you remember?
2, I think.
No, I don't think it was that low. I think it was like 4 on yours.
It may have been 4.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So that was the only movie we had in the same. Now, I think with 90s, we're going to have a lot more. Because in the 90s, that would have made us teenagers. And you're allowed to finally go to see R-rated movies by yourself. You go to movies with your friends. In the 80s, I always went with my parents when it came to the theater type stuff. Right. So, without further ado, I got my list. You got yours?
I do.
And let's do 90s. Now, we're going to go from 10 to 1 again.
Okay.
And,
so this was no easier for me
No.
than the 80s movies.
No, it wasn't.
And when he says a few honorable mentions... I mean, I probably have like 20. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I could have went on.
Same.
I could have went on. And I want to thank you guys, too, on the 80s one for posting your favorites in the comments, too. A lot of people put out stuff I totally forgot
I
about.
got some comments I didn't tell you on my Facebook post.
Oh, did you?
I'll go over. I'll show you. Yeah, some friend.
All right, number 10, go.
I think this one might be on yours.
All right.
Sandlot.
No.
What?
No, I didn't even think of that movie. That's a good movie.
That's such a great movie.
That's a good movie. And I heard a rumor that they were talking about making a sequel to it.
I did too, yes.
Where they're grown up and they take their kids to play baseball.
Oh, awesome.
So who knows if that's going to happen.
I will watch it.
All right. So my number 10, you're going to laugh, is a Disney movie. But
what?
It's fucking Disney, right? And the reason why this is on my number 10 is because I was a teenager. It came out in 1993. I was a teenager the first time I saw this movie, and my sister fell in love with it, and it just kind of became a ritual. And it's Hocus Pocus.
I knew you were going to say that. So that's not, it didn't make my top 10, but that's my very first honorable mention.
Hocus Pocus. It was stupid, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a great movie, but yeah, Bette Midler in it.
Yep.
Only time Sarah Jessica Parker looked hot. Because I always thought she looked like a bird.
Okay.
Like at Sex and the City and shit, but she looked fucking phenomenal as a witch. And then it's just a classic movie.
Right, it really
All
is.
right, number 9.
Independence Day.
Honorable mention for me. Didn't make my top 10, but it's a great movie.
I love it, and I actually a little fun fact. I got to see part of this being filmed. I think I've told you this before.
Yeah, that's right.
It was filmed on the Salt Lake Flats when Will Smith is dragging the alien behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all that white.
Bonneville? The Bonneville Flats?
It's Salt Lake Flats. It's in Salt Lake City.
I think that might be.
And that's exactly, we were headed to Salt Lake City one morning, me, my mom, and my sister, and we all got stopped. There was a ton of traffic. It was really early in the morning. And we finally get up to where the security guard is and asked them, what's going on? And they said they were filming a movie and that Will Smith was in it.
Nice.
So kind of cool.
My number 9 is 1994, and it's a movie that me and my sister quote a lot. Me and my brother still quote this today. Dumb and Dumber. You got it?
It is in my honorable mentions for sure. It was so hard. Again, I could have made this a top 50.
Oh yeah, easy.
So,
Easy. So
yeah.
many good movies in the 90s. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the sequel. To me, it wasn't a horrible movie. It was just, it was tired. It had kind of the same jokes. But that first one it's a cult classic. Yeah, when it comes to comedies. 8.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Good one. Actually, not even an honorable mention, but good movie.
I'm surprised because we just watched that not that long ago.
And what year was that?
93.
Was it that old? Holy shit.
Yep.
Robin Williams is great.
Right, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Love Robin Williams. So sad that he's no longer with us.
My number 8 is 1999, so it just made the cutoff. And it was the first DVD I ever bought.
Does it have Brad Pitt in it?
No.
Okay.
The Matrix.
Oh, that didn't even make an honorable mention to me.
The Matrix.
Not my favorite.
I'm not a fan of all of them. They are making a Matrix 4. It's been confirmed. Keanu Reeves is on it. I think the same director of the original one's on it. Don't know about Lawrence Fishburne. But that first one, I think, was groundbreaking. They had the bullet time video.
Right.
They were able to do the 360 views. After that hit the theater, everybody started doing that type of filming because it was so cool. We never saw that before.
Right.
So it just sticks out for 90s movies for me.
Yeah, definitely not one of my favorites.
What are we on? 7.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's an honorable mention for mine. But when I think of 90s movies, I don't jump to that film for some reason. It's a good movie.
It is.
Yeah. What were we, 7?
Yes.
All right. The first Tarantino movie I've ever seen. And I fell in love with him ever since.
Okay.
Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
Love Reservoir Dogs. It's the first time that I actually sit back and appreciate acting. Because that's what Tarantino does. He puts a whole bunch of names in there. Tim Roth, Harvey Keitel.
He uses a lot of the same people too, and I love that.
Yeah. And they just sit, that opening scene where they're just sitting at they're in the restaurant and they're bitching about tipping.
Okay.
They just let the actors go to town. And I love that about Tarantino films. Some of them are shot backwards where they show you the ending first and all that stuff.
Right.
But there's oh man, dude, fucking, you gonna bark all day, little doggy?
So.
Oh, you gonna bite?
We're gonna have to watch this. It's been such a long time since I've seen that. I would like to revisit it again.
Top 10 for sure was Reservoir Dogs. Okay. Number 6.
I'll be surprised if this one's not in your top 10.
Go for it.
Edward Scissorhands.
Honorable mention. I absolutely love Tim Burton. Everything he does except for a handful of shit. I did not like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I did,
no.
But I
did not the Johnny Depp one, and I like Johnny Depp. I did not like that film. I didn't like how they used the one midget who did everything, which was awesome on his part. You know, he filmed everything. But the one with Gene Wilder? What the hell's his name? I forgot his name. But the original Willy Wonka.
Yeah, right.
That's a classic.
It is, but I don't know. I have such a love for Johnny Depp that I love his kookiness and everything. He's fucking super kooky. But
yeah, he's
I liked it. Yeah.
For sure.
Really? My God, he's something else.
Mine is 1991, Terminator 2.
I know that the Terminators would make your list.
Is my number 6.
It's honorable mention for me for sure.
I did not see this in the theater, but I remember getting it on VHS when it first came out, and watching it with some of my buddies back home. That movie blew me away. You had the liquid metal dude. The first time the Terminator was good, you know what I mean? He was like the evil dude in the first one, and then he's good in here. Sarah Connor turns into a badass in this one. Guns N' Roses is playing.
Yeah, I love the Terminators.
It's great, yeah. I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle. But we're halfway on the list, number 5.
So this is one that your son quotes a lot. Want to take a gander?
From the 90s?
Uh-huh. Absolutely loves the main character in this. And we just watched it the other day.
I have a guess. Toy Story?
Ace Ventura.
Oh, Ace Ventura. Fuck, I forgot about that. That's a classic,
yes.
too. Jim Carrey, 90s Jim Carrey was
when
the
he's
best.
kicking the box down the sidewalk.
Hell yeah. Courtney Cox was in that.
Yep. And your son absolutely quotes this all the time.
Yeah, I should have thought of that. I didn't even think. It didn't even make my honorable mentions, but it definitely deserves it. That deserves it.
Agreed.
My number 5, I did see in the theater. Blown away by it. It was the first time I really appreciated audio in the theater. Because I was like, wow, this sounds phenomenal. And it's 1993 Jurassic Park.
Okay. Jurassic Park made my number 3.
Did it? All
yes.
right. We got all right. Okay. Is that fucking 90s? Wayne's World?
Yes, it is.
Fuck, I forgot about Wayne's World.
And so Wayne's World made my honorable mention, and last night when I was making my list, I wrote it down, and I was in my head singing, Wayne's World.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
I totally forgot about it
because
Wayne's World is an all-time favorite of mine.
Yes.
Saw that in the theater. My grandmother took me to that one. Shit. I was just, all right, okay. What was did you do 5?
Ace Ventura,
Oh, Ace Ventura. Okay. So we got 1. Number 4.
Okay, this Home Alone.
All right, I did think about Home Alone. It is iconic for the 90s, especially the first one. The second one was okay.
Yeah, and for me, it's the first one. I like a lot of all of them, but
and that's a Christmas movie.
It is, and I think it's a favorite of mine just because the scene where he's sitting there and he orders the pizza. And the guy comes to the door and he's like, just leave it at the door.
Oh, he uses the old
uses
Cagney
the movie.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's freaking genius.
Right, and the way he set up all the traps, that was cool. Joe Pesci did a good job. It is, it's a good film. I'll give you that. I just, mine is, my number 4, it's a tough one because I love the film. Not sure if it's a Christmas movie. Not sure if it's a Halloween movie.
Oh, I already know what you're going to say. Nightmare
Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great one. I didn't even put that on my list.
Love that film.
But that one definitely deserves...
I love anytime Burton does those stop motion type films. You know what I'm saying? They actually use all the props and everything. I think Jack's head's made out of clay for the different facial expressions. Corpse Bride was done that way. Coraline was done that way, and I absolutely love Coraline. Coraline was more toys. I think they used toys.
I never watched that before you.
I don't think that was Burton either. I think Coraline was done by somebody else. But it was based off the book.
Either, yeah.
So it wasn't written.
Right.
Where Tim Burton wrote this. And then the songs. I fucking love the songs in it. So it's one of those films where I can't classify it. You can watch it on Christmas or for Halloween. Yeah. So I love it.
It's a great one.
4.
So you know my number 3 was Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, that's right. My number 3, and I absolutely love this film, so top 3. You ready? 1995, Heat.
Oh, wow.
Al Pacino, De Niro, Val Kilmer. I fell in love with Pacino in this film because he's just always yelling. You know what I mean? He's just
Doesn't he
yell? Sit down!
Doesn't he yell in every movie?
He's always fucking yelling in it. That fucking scene's so powerful where he's chasing De Niro. And you think he's going to bust him. He pulls him over. De Niro hides the gun under the seat. He rolls the window down. You don't know if he's going to grab that gun and just fucking cap him and go. And Pacino walks up and goes, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee. And they go and they just talk to each other. This face enemy and, oh, God, I just love it.
I haven't seen that movie. I couldn't tell you.
Love it. And it was the first time I saw an action movie where they have the big shootout on the street when they rob the bank. And that shootout goes on for fucking like 10 minutes. But what was cool about it was during that scene, they didn't put any music on it. There was no score.
So super quiet.
Yeah, there's no.
It's like
all you hear is the gunfire and the ricochet and the reverb off the buildings, and it's realistic to me because if you were to witness a
real
shootout in the street, that's how it would be. You're not gonna have theme music playing in the background. So I absolutely love Heat. Number 2.
And I know this one didn't make your top list because it's definitely a girly movie. Make fun of me all you want with the girly movies, Tara. Titanic.
I knew that was going to be in yours. I was actually thinking it was going to be your number 1. Titanic's a good film. It's a good film, but a film that I haven't watched in probably 10 years.
Oh, I probably haven't seen it
So
in just as long.
I don't gravitate toward it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's watch Titanic for two and a half fucking hours. Yeah. But no, it was a good film. It was a good film. And James Cameron.
I love James
fucking
Cameron.
Everything he touches is gold.
Right.
My number 2, I mentioned it in the last video because I absolutely thought it was an 80s movie. And then I checked the year and it came out in 1990. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movie with the guys in the suits, in the automatronic mouths. They had Casey Jones was in it. Ton of fucking the cheesy one-liners. Splinter was in it. I think we talked about Corey Feldman being the voice of I think Donatello.
Right.
I just love that film, and I saw that in the theater too. So I kind of I gravitate towards that.
Didn't even make honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't my thing.
It's not a good film, but
right. But I would watch it today.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just yeah.
Number 2.
That was number 2.
What was your 2?
Titanic.
Oh, Titanic.
So right. We are on number 1.
Number 1.
You don't want to take a guess? I wanted to make it my number 1 tied with 3 or 4 or something. Right, I think, and he wouldn't let me have it.
Your number 190, I thought was going to be Titanic. Is it Disney? Mm-hmm. Toy Story. That's Pixar. Well, same thing, but that's Aladdin. One of them. And that was the other one that wanted to tie with this. 90s. Lion King?
Yes, it's Lion King. Right. So it was tied between Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Toy Story were the ones that I couldn't. But Lion King, such a great movie. Yes, right. They just redid it, and it's okay, but nothing beats the original Lion King. You know. Right. It was great. But I know your first one. To tap on that, I actually prefer Aladdin over Lion King.
Now, I haven't seen the live action with Will Smith yet.
We're gonna see that though.
But Robin Williams did a great job. That's why I'm gonna be really skeptical going into the Will Smith one.
Yes.
Also, I like him. I know you can't stand him. Gilbert Godfrey as the parrot.
Oh, I hate him.
I love it. Yeah, what are you talking about?
He does a great job in Aladdin.
And he was perfect for that role.
Oh, yeah, totally. But not my. Don't like Gilbert Godfrey at all.
I like him in that movie. All right, my number 1.
Let me take a guess.
Take a guess.
It's Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, baby.
You didn't even have to think about it.
Done. Fucking done.
I knew that.
Love Pulp Fiction. Again, Quentin Tarantino just let the actors do their fucking job, and every single guy in that movie did A+ work.
Right.
Bruce Willis as the boxer. Fucking phenomenal. John Travolta is probably my all-time favorite John Travolta role, even the shit he did in the 70s. Samuel L. Jackson is the king in that fucking movie. You know, grab my wallet. Which one? The one that says bad motherfucker. Tim Roth. He's the guy that robs the fucking diner. You know what I mean? Honey Bunny. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. I can't think of Harvey Keitel again, or Keitel, whatever the hell his name is. Is it Keitel?
I think it's Keitel.
Is it Keitel?
I think so.
He's the wolf. And Quentin Tarantino plays a small role in it. You know what I mean? God damn, how do you not have Pulp Fiction in your top 10?
So it's one that I didn't grow up on. I didn't see it until I was later on. Yeah. And I have just some personal issues with it.
Couple, because you named a lot of my honorable mentions. So the ones that you didn't name is Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
93. Freaking all right. Freaking Matt. I think that was his first movie.
Okay, could be. I don't know.
It's a great movie I grew up with. The Big Lebowski.
That's on my honorable mention.
That's a great one, and they're bringing that back.
Yep.
And then this movie, even though it's not a great movie, I just like it's that 1950s style sci-fi, all-star cast. I believe it was Tim Burton, Mars Attacks.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
96? Yeah. Oh, man, everybody was in that fucking movie.
Right.
And their mother was in it.
Yeah.
And then you named all the rest of my honorable
Well,
mentions.
I've got Clueless is another one. I know
I could
maybe
see that.
not for you.
Teeny
Yeah.
bopper movie in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, I see
Fight
that.
Club?
Fight Club. Yeah, I
That's
thought
what
about
I.
Fight
That's
Club.
the one that I
should've put
thought when I said, does it have Brad Pitt in it? I was thinking you were
What
gonna say
about,
Fight
you know what
Club.
I'm surprised you didn't put? Was Interview with a Vampire.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
That's 90s.
But again, is it not a horror movie?
That's not horror.
These vampires that made me think it's a horror movie.
Just because you have... Okay, do you consider Twilight a fucking horror movie?
No.
And that's vampires and wolves and all kinds of fucking
Well,
sparkles.
because it's more teeny bopper though. At least
Yeah.
Interview with the Vampire, they kill people.
Sure.
You know, one that I thought was awesome, just because I have such a love for war movies, and you know this.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan was on there.
Yep.
But Schindler's List was another good one.
Another great one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just some of them that did.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank was good.
Groundhog Day. Forgot about Groundhog Day.
Anything Bill Murray, you know it. Anything Bill Murray.
American Beauty was another one that made my honorable mention.
I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
It just.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
I watched it a lot.
I'm shocked at myself about Wayne's World.
Right.
Because
but
that was...
my last honorable mention, and this is a classic, Thelma and Louise.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't gravitate towards that either.
Oh, no, me neither.
Yeah,
That's why, but I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I think that was all of them.
All right, so we are going to end it there before we hit that too long mark. All right. Be sure to catch us next week. I don't know what the topic's going to be, so we'll surprise you guys on Twitter. I do have my Twitter up here, Goat5150, Arena5150 for Instagram. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Hit us up on Facebook. I'm going to put her Facebook in the description again. And anything you want to add?
No, not at all.
That's going
That
to
was
be
fun.
it, man. So, yes, definitely in the comments below, same thing. If you guys have a 90s movie that we just didn't, totally blew my mind, you guys had some great ideas on the, or not ideas, but just
lists.
Yeah, your lists.
Loved it. Yeah.
One of them that stuck out in my head that I didn't think about was Howard the Duck. Was on somebody's comment.
Yep.
Purple Fucking Rain.
Forgot about that's
which
such
is
a
another
classic
one.
movie.
I like the soundtrack better than the movie. Though.
Right.
Yeah, the motherfucking time in it though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh. Just great films. But that's gonna do it, man. So yes, hit us up on Facebook, MySpace. MySpace. Holy shit! Did I just take it back?
Did you? You were.
I'm in the 90s. It's fucking 90s.
Holy shit!
Was it 90s though? I don't want to say 90s. Was
no,
MySpace.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because I was already living out here
That's
when I.
true. Yeah.
I mean,
I
maybe or later 90s, but I was already living out here.
I didn't have
really
a MySpace until I came to Arizona, so it was like 2002, 2004, yeah,
something like that.
But yeah, that's it, guys. So we'll catch you on the next one, and until then, peace and hair grease.
Bye.